Now from the KSN Live First Alert Doppler Storm Center, this is your forecast first.
Good evening. Going to be a cool night in the 4 states. All the counties highlighted in blue on the map under a freeze warning until tomorrow morning as we see our temperatures fall down to or even below the freezing mark. It is going to be a cold one, but it's going to warm up by the weekend. Not so much tomorrow. 35 degrees by the morning hours, 45 at noon, and then by about 5 o'clock we'll see 47 degrees for a temperature. So we've got one more cool day and then a warm up for your weekend. All those details in a few minutes. Your hometown news at 10 starts now.
Live from the KSN studios, this is your hometown news at 10.
An area toddler is recovering tonight after being attacked by a pit bull. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Jackson.
And I'm Tony Valier. The incident happened Wednesday night at 1210 Prospect in Carthage. A 2-year-old boy was attacked on the back of the head by the dog, suffering severe injuries. Officials say those injuries are not life-threatening. However, the boy did have to undergo reconstructive surgery at a local hospital. Pit bulls are illegal in the city limit of Carthage, and the dog has been taken into police custody. The owner of the dog, 21-year-old Paul Hausch, has been charged with 4 citations. He must appear before a judge on the citations, and they could add up to several $1,000s.
Well, that's exactly why they're banned. And even if somebody says, well, my pit bull's well behaved, and they're very territorial dogs, they're very aggressive dogs generally. Now, you can't say that all of them are, but generally they are, and that is the reason that they were initially banned from the city limits. This is just another good example of why you should not have a dog like that in the city.
And according to Police Chief Greg Dagnan, a previous warning had been issued to the owner, and the police thought he had removed the dog.
Other news tonight, an area lawyer facing federal drug charges makes his plea in Cherokee County Court. 58-year-old Christopher Meek of Baxter Springs pled not guilty to charges of assisting in making marijuana, maintaining premises to manufacture marijuana, and unlawful possession of hydrocodone. Officials say the crimes happened between March of '06 and September of last year. Meek is currently free on a $10,000 bond. If convicted, Meek could face up to 30 years in prison and nearly $1 million in fines. His jury trial is now set for January 4th.
Well, the polls have been closed for several days. One Cherokee County race may still be a day away from being finalized. Tomorrow morning, Cherokee and Crawford County commissioners will meet to canvass and certify the ballots in their counties. Provisional ballots will also be counted. Well, it appears many races have already been decided. At least one race in Cherokee County could be delayed. Incumbent Doug Gatewood leads Republican Mike Hauser for the 1st District State House of Representatives seat by fewer than 100 votes. We'll bring you the results of the ballot canvassing in Cherokee County tomorrow night on your hometown news.
Meanwhile, tonight, office holders in Newton County are already looking ahead to next year. Letters were sent out today to office holders within the county asking for next year's budget proposal. The county commission is once again asking for office holders to look long and hard at funds that may not be essential to their operations. The reason stems from sales tax collections that are coming in well below expectations, with expected 2011 collections not expected to yield significant gains. Despite what the commission is calling a serious financial situation, Presiding Commissioner Jerry Carter is not panicking.
The office holders have been very, very efficient in their budgets down here, and they know, they're aware of the sales tax issue. They have been all along. They stay informed.
The office holders are being asked to have their budget request completed by November 19th.
Joplin drivers having to deal with lengthy stops at traffic lights could soon see relief. Traffic lights along Rangeline and Joplin are operating differently now with a new program in place. MoDOT officials say the new light system is computerized and the cameras at each intersection work in conjunction with other intersections along Rangeline. Now, the change has resulted in delays at some intersections, causing frustration for drivers. Officials say the system needs a few weeks to coordinate the traffic flow pattern, but one retailer says the problem won't improve.
People are more worried about the congestion and running into the cars than looking for where they're supposed to be going, either shopping or getting their business taken care of on a daily basis.
The system is currently being used in Kansas City and has so far been successful.
Well, 2 Fort State University alums make their big screen debut in Joplin tonight. KSN's Liz Bryant talks with the 2 men who are making a name for themselves, one movie at a time.
When I was in college, if the first movie I would make would be a romantic comedy, I would have been, no way, I'm not a big romantic comedy guy.
But Jacob Roebuck quickly learned never to say never. Ironically, his first taste of the movie industry is a romantic comedy.
If you're going to protect your heart, what do you need to do?
Get some better advice.
Coyote County Loser has now stopped at more than a dozen film festivals, receiving accolades along the way.
I don't want to end up 60 and never have tried to make a movie.
Roebuck graduated from John Brown University and came up with a storyline from his wife's position as the director of a women's dormitory.
Girls get this really warped view about what love is from movies. Let's try to say something about love that is more true to the whole picture of love.
And one of the leading actors who paints this whole picture is Missouri Southern State graduate Frederick Doss.
You think you might want to go to dinner with me?
Doss plays the owner of a junkyard searching for love, and he jumped into the spotlight after his debut in Transformers.
All that background that I got here at Southern is what allowed me to do all those things. If you have a dream and you have something you're focused on and you know you're good at it and that it's even a slight possibility, just stick with it.
And the most valuable lesson I learned from the movie:
Choosing a man is just like choosing a car.
You go grab a sports car off the lot and then you get it out and you drive it for a while and it guzzles gas and it may look nice and be really fun, but it becomes very impractical.
I'm Liz Bryant for KSN, your hometown news.
Now, Roebuck is currently filming his next independent movie. It's based on the struggles of a foster child. And if you'd like more information about this film, or if you want to buy a DVD, just visit our website. That's 4stateshomepage.com.
Professors at MSSU are helping to shape the talent of future college students by awarding their hard work. The Communications Department held its annual Media Showcase Day on the campus of Missouri Southern. Students from 8 area high schools attended the event, submitting entries to be judged in 16 different categories dealing with print and video media. Winning entries were awarded at the event, and students were also addressed by guest speakers as well as MSSU student and graduate discussion panels. Now, professors in the Communication Department say this event really showcases the talent of the young journalists.
It's amazing how much they have for visual communications and how they really start at such a young age. And really, we want them to get really effective communications.
The next category.
This is the 14th year for MSSU's Media Showcase Day, and our very own evening producer Megan Harrison was one of the guest speakers on the panel. I know she enjoys that.
Yeah, great project.
I'm sure she gave some good
information. And I bet they learned a lot from her,
Yes,
too.
I know they did, for sure.
Boy, if you're out and about tonight, what a cool evening. I'm not ready for the change.
You better get ready.
I guess I better.
If you suffer from allergies, you are.
We hope so. Last week we were hoping we would get that hard freeze. That really didn't occur for everywhere in the 4 states last week. Could occur tonight. A little bit better chance of that tomorrow night. So we're going to tell you about the freeze warnings and the ultimate warm-up that will follow. All those details coming up for you in a moment or so when your Hometown News at 10 returns on this Thursday, November 4th.
You're watching KSN, your Hometown News, with Jim Jackson, Tony Vellier, weather with meteorologist Gary Bandy, and sports with Eric Connect. We are KSN, your Hometown News.